went to Dick Cheney's funeral yesterday. We can do this, people. It's Thanksgiving. Do yourself a favor, get over yourself, and go have it with your family.
Bill Maher isn't holding back, and neither are we. He's calling out how the far left keeps trying to drag Thanksgiving into political territory, turning a simple holiday into a trigger for unnecessary arguments. More family fights have started because someone passed around a phone than because of any real policy debate. Whoever keeps doing that should probably stop and enjoy Thanksgiving instead.
Happy Thanksgiving. I can't believe that even that now is a political issue. It is a real shame what's happened to this holiday, which used to be all about the good F's, food, friends, family, football, fun. And now it's fuck you. You're not even invited because you voted for the wrong person. I'm so tired of liberals ghosting half this country. Conservatives do it too, but not nearly as much. Look, whoever's doing it, it's got to stop, because we're at a point now where politics has broken up more families than letting your wife see.
Thanksgiving is supposed to be about good food, familiar faces, and harmless, slightly awkward conversation. But as Maher points out, everything keeps getting politicized in ways that feel disconnected from real life. And honestly, this goes beyond one holiday. It's about rediscovering our connection to the people we care about, even when the world around us feels chaotic. Somewhere along the way, my own sense of right and wrong began feeling like some kind of coded message, like I was the only one still holding on to it. She lost because of you. Simple as that. But here's what really matters. I love bringing you these stories, and your support keeps this entire journey alive. Make sure you stick around, because we're just getting started.
The liberal side, there's two camps now. The we need to keep talking to people wing, and the go no contact wing. That's what they call it now, go no contact. This belief that Trump voters, even if it's your own parents, are too deplorable for human contact and must be cut off. You know, like Scientologist dude who suppresses people. A former speechwriter for Obama named David Litt wrote an op-ed this year called, "Is it time to stop snubbing your right-wing family?" where he admitted he'd had a change of heart, and that was the wrong approach. So, of course, then the woke wing tried to banish him for breaking ranks on their policy of hating people who don't agree with you on everything, because what fun is life if you're not cutting somebody off?
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next chapter in this wild ride. Now, let's dive into the heart of this Thanksgiving chaos. Bill Maher is back again, shining a light on how our beloved Turkey Day has somehow turned into a political battleground. A holiday meant for gratitude and great food has morphed into yet another excuse for ideological clashes, as if the stuffing didn't already have enough going on. Maher didn't hold back, claiming the far left has twisted Thanksgiving into some strange loyalty test. It's wild to think a celebration built on togetherness can be reshaped into something so divisive, but somehow that's where we've landed.
Somewhere along the way, my values became code for I'm the only one with a moral compass. You know what would have been a better exercise? Write a top 10 list to yourself where you try to imagine 10 reasons why 77 million Americans didn't want to trust you with taking power. And I say that as someone who votes Democratic, as I like to remind my very pure friends, we voted for the same person.
Suddenly, carving a turkey becomes a test of who voted for what. It's ridiculous. Maher highlights how some people treat the holiday like a moral dividing line, as if sharing a meal with someone who disagrees with you is dangerous. What stands out most is how he calls out this troubling trend, the idea that family bonds can be tossed aside over political differences. People wonder if this is really where we are now. Has politics become powerful enough to split families apart? According to Maher, it has, and that's exactly the problem he's urging people to confront before the divide grows even deeper.
Really not get it at this point? Everything with him is done through personal relationships. He's a people guy. Trust me, he's not at home at night poring over the briefing books. This is government like people are saying. If anything, we need more people like me having dinner with him. You complain he's surrounded by ass-kissers, but your strategy is to make sure no one but ass-kissers are around him? You are not...
Maher says yes, families really are breaking apart over nothing more than checking different boxes on a ballot. It stunned me too. When did things get so extreme? Maher even jokes that suspicious messages on a partner's phone have ruined far more homes than political arguments ever have. Yet here we are, choosing distance instead of understanding. He describes how relationships keep crumbling, and how some people proudly refuse to sit near relatives whose views they dislike. It sounds like a strange badge of honor. I won't sit with my family because they voted differently. What are we turning into? People treat this rejection as proof of their ideological purity, it borders on absurdity. Instead of embracing the imperfections of family, we're acting like holiday seating charts determine moral value. And honestly, that mindset pushes us further apart than any disagreement ever could.
Can't become what the UK is now. A place where you get arrested for tweets. Something that happens 12,000 times a year now in Britain. Last week, the Irish sitcom writer Graham Linehan, who's won an Emmy and 5 BAFTA awards, got off a plane at Heathrow and got arrested by 5 British cops. Not because he was selling drones to the Houthis, just because he's a crank who spends way too much time online ranting about gender ideology, which is an odd obsession for a comedian from across the pond, because if men weren't allowed to dress as women, British comedy wouldn't.
It's ridiculous, but somehow this kind of separation has become part of people's identities. Maher brings up David Litt, Obama's former speechwriter, who publicly admitted that his perspective changed over the years. He once cut off conservative relatives, only to later realize how pointless and damaging that approach was. And of course, the reaction he received was predictably loud. The ultra-woke crowd rushed to scold him for daring to suggest that maybe we should talk to one another again. Jimmy Kimmel's wife, Molly McNearney, shared something similar. She lost relationships after sending out emails telling people not to vote for Trump, almost like sending promotional offers titled "Top 10 Reasons Not to Pick This Candidate." But as Maher explains, pushing people like that never persuades anyone. It doesn't change their vote, it only changes the way they see you. Then there's Thanksgiving itself. Maher paints a picture of liberals treating the holiday like a moral checkpoint. If your uncle watches Fox News, suddenly it's treated as if you're sharing a meal with a villain. If you can't flash the right political badge, people act like you don't deserve a seat at the table. But Maher doesn't stop at criticism. He highlights something far more important. Thanksgiving was meant to be a moment of gratitude, connection, and pause, not a war zone. Choosing hostility over kindness on a holiday built around appreciation doesn't help anyone. It only harms the people we claim to love. And instead of asking why more than half of Americans made different political choices, some people go straight to blame. But maybe understanding those choices should come before cutting people off. Right now, our unwillingness to listen is carving deep cracks through our relationships. It's sad and honestly unnecessary. Politics was never meant to consume everything. Yet this divide keeps swallowing our most meaningful bonds. Thanksgiving should be a break, a chance to breathe, laugh, and appreciate one another in a world already exhausted by conflict. But when politics enters the room first, it ruins the purpose entirely. And it certainly doesn't help any of us heal.
Who choose political resentment over gratitude are doing more harm than good. And
don't be a hypocrite and defend attacks on speech from the left, because you either get the concept or you don't. And sadly, a lot of people don't anymore. Yes, mostly the young who were never taught it by their derelict educational system. But also Lisa Cook. She's the Fed board member Trump is trying to fire for bullshit reasons, and they are bullshit. But when she tried to get another professor fired because he once, according to one student, was less than rapturous about Martin Luther King Day, no, she should know better. She said free speech should have its limits. Yes, it should, and does. And this comes nowhere close to them.
When the far left treats Thanksgiving like a royal loyalty test, it turns a simple family dinner into something bizarrely dramatic. Instead of building bridges, it burns them. And if Maher is right, we desperately need a moment of reflection. A seat at the table should never depend on political preferences. Families don't work that way. Democracy doesn't grow stronger when everyone hides in echo chambers or when holiday meals turn into competitions to out-argue Uncle Joe while reaching for the mashed potatoes. After everything we've seen, it's clear real conversations are overdue. We need empathy, patience, and honest communication back at our gatherings. No matter your stance, being able to discuss different ideas without acting like you're in a dramatic showdown is what maturity looks like for a society. Now I want to hear from you. What's your experience? Has Thanksgiving turned into a political obstacle course in your home? Everyone has a story and your perspective matters. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, no matter what argument breaks out, every side still deserves a slice of pumpkin pie. So go on, let's talk.